Everybody, everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
Hey guys, NARRATED bring them in with a brand new Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Actually, right now, I have to tell you guys something important. You may have noticed or not that I haven't been uploading recently. That's only due to the sheer fact that school is starting right now, and I'm starting freshman this year, so I get like a bunch of new homework and teachers and stuff. So really, I come out at 2:20. I'm tired as hell. Soccer practice, and then I sleep until like 7, have dinner, and possibly watch some TV and go to sleep. So I don't really have time, except for Fridays and Saturdays, to actually battle and record. Especially recording, because it takes a real long time to get the videos in. So just bear with me with my videos. I'll promise to at least upload at least once or twice a week. So I just have to give you that update, because that whole freshman thing is kind of really annoying, because yeah, I just hate school. Whatever. I still do it because you need to do school. So yeah. So here we have a battle against Jay from Team Beast. He also has a YouTube channel. I'll put the link to the description. I don't think he upload, but he's a good battler. So if you like his battle, check it out and PM him down. So this is a standard OU match against Jay. I'm gonna start with Nidoking, predicting. Usually people predict that I go for lead, so I'd rather start with Nidoking to outguard him. But he actually goes for Rotom. So I don't want to take a Hydro Pump, so I'm going to go straight into 3-weight, because it's basically the best wall against Rotom right now. So, he misses, didn't really matter anyway, and then switch to Ranunculus, predicting my Leech Seed, which is actually good for him, because, Leech Seed won't affect Ranunculus because of Magikarp. So I'm going to switch out, because I really don't want to take a Focus Splash. He's actually going to predict that and go for Calm Mind. And this Mr. Pringle right here, I actually thought this was a Curse Body set, because mine runs Curse Body, but this was from the Wild Chase database, so I mixed up my Wild Chase Pokemon with my right Pokemon. So, because I got attacked by like 20 times on Mr. Pringle, and I was like, why isn't Curse Body activating? It would really help me, but it turns out I didn't notice until the end of the battle that this was a Water Absorb. Well, I noticed when I had 2 Pokemon left, which didn't really help me too much. Helped me like once this battle, but if I did have Curse Body, it really would have turned this match around. So he's gonna keep on spamming Psychic. Sooner or later he realizes I'm just gonna recover it off, and I think he may know he thought I carried Curse Body, but I didn't, which would have helped. So right here I'm gonna go for Taunt, predicting that Ferrothorn goes for the obvious Leech Seed or Spikes or whatever Ferrothorn is dope. He predicts that and goes for Power Whip, which is good on his part, and he's gonna go straight for the Power Whip. So basically, Power Whip does it does actually do this good amount. So right here, I know Power Whip doesn't have a lot of accuracy; it's like 85 or something. So I'm hoping for him to get like a miss while me still having enough HP, a good amount, so where I can switch out. But he's gonna keep on going for Power Whip, and he's not getting any misses sooner or later, anytime soon. So at this point I'm like, what, forget it, I'm just gonna switch out. I just want to get rid of that Ferrothorn, and I realized, oh yeah, I have Breloom, and Breloom, basically Ferrothorn can't do much Breloom, so I thought I could take that Power Whip really good, but he gets a crit, so that kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter too much because I still know Ferrothorn can't do much Breloom or Fruit Punch, so I'm gonna go for Substitute. But he does have Scizor, and which sucks, this Breloom is actually not a Sporing set. It's a Sub-Punching, Sword Dancing, Seed Bomb, Focus Punch. It's really weird. I know the standard set is usually Spore, but I completely forgot, for some reason, standard Breloom carried Spore. I was making the Breloom right off the top of my head, so yeah, Spore would have really been useful, but I completely forgot to run Spore. I ran like what did I run? I ran Sword Dance instead. I mean, Sword Dance would have been better, but you always need Spore. So he's gonna switch to Ranunculus. That Focus Punch does crap, so I have to switch out. I can't really do much. And I'm going Mr. Pringle, and Mr. Pringle actually lives with 10 HP, because Mr. Pringle is boss like that, and I know it could outspeed Ranunculus, be able to get another recover, and get right back on track. So So I'm gonna get the recover off and then switch to Scizor, which is pretty good. Actually, I don't know why he's switching Scizor to Mr. Pringle, because Scizor can't really do much to Mr. Pringle, and I do carry Scald, so that kind of helps me, get off a burn on Scizor if I want to. Actually, I figured it out right now. He went for Pursuit. I was thinking, okay, if he does have Pursuit, I don't want to switch because he wants me to do that. So my best option right now is to stay in. And at this point, I still thought I had Curse Body. I didn't realize Water Absorb until the end of the match. So I kept thinking I had Curse Body. It's like, okay, I keep recovering, but why isn't Curse Body activating? This has been like, what, 20 turns, and it has like a 45% chance of activating, or something around that. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get a crit, and it looks like I'm not really getting that lucky at this point. So he actually switched out this turn. I don't know why. I just kept going for the recover because, that's the best thing I could do. If he does go for Pursue, I can't switch out. So I just keep on going for recover because I'm kind of trapped into recover. Okay, so I was fearing the electric move here. So I was like, I could take one. I can go for Toxic because that Rotom is really annoying to my team. But he actually goes for Trick, which kind of sucks on my Mr. Pringle because it's going to affect it later in the game, as you'll see, because Choice Scarf really, really ruins it. So I'm going to send Kagame because I know it can take anything from really this Rotom. He's going to go for the Volt Change. I know Latias, it has like a massive self-defense, can take that. He does get a crit, which is kind of unfortunate. Not too bad. It didn't do that much, but, right here I was thinking, alright, I can't switch because he has Pursuit, and if he does predict me to switch and go for Pursuit, I'll lose Latias. But if he goes for Bullet Punch instead, predicting me to stay in, I don't know if I'll live it because that crit kind of, got me off and under. So I do decide to stay in because, I was thinking that's probably my best option. I don't want to risk anything. And even with that crit from that Rotom earlier, I do manage to live with 13, which is pretty good. So he's going to send Terrakion. I don't want to stay in. I know Gliscor can wall Terrakion like a boss, and I took that X's or like a monster. So he's going to switch out because he can't really do much to Terrakion and go into Ferrothorn. Now, right here, I was like, alright, I want to get rid of this Ferrothorn. It's really a big threat to my team because other than Latias, I don't think I have much to really get rid of this Ferrothorn, except for maybe like Nidoking, but I just want to get rid of this Ferrothorn right now. It kind of sucked for me at the end because I could have really used Gliscor when his first Terrakion later. I should have just saved Ferrothorn for Nidoking, but that was my mistake on my part. So right here, I'm just trying to wall his Ferrothorn Gliscor because I know, I can just keep on going for the Sword Dance. I was getting greedy here, going for the Sword Dance. I could have switched out, could have made a better play, but I wasn't thinking. When you get like pressure battles like these, it's really confusing. So right here, he went for the Leech Seed. I'm not too worried because I have Poison Heal, and yeah, I did go for Fling because the reason for that, first, I thought he was going to switch at this point, because, I was doing a lot to him, and second, I want to get Acrobatics doubled, and right now I'm for Acrobatics. It actually did a good amount, as you can see without Fling. I really wanted to get rid of my Toxic Orb, because this is in, like, an Acrobatic Sweeper set, but, with that Rotom still around, it kind of failed. If that Rotom wasn't still there, it could have worked, because I could have walled Terrakion, went for Acrobatics, and killed it. But I completely forgot he still had Rotom alive. That kind of ruined it. So his Rotom actually went for Hidden Power. I thought it was fired for some reason. I thought he was predicting me or something, but it turned out to be actually Ice. So Ferrothorn is going to be able to take that like a monster. And yeah, so right here he's poisoned. So I was like, alright, I might as well try to get some more damage on that Rotom, Leech Seed recovery. So he's actually gonna go for Volt Change. That's not bad because I can get Leech Seed whenever he switches out to. So actually he switches out to Salamence right here, which is kind of okay. Which good. I kind of good at Leech Seeded, but right here, I was thinking, okay, he's probably gonna be smart and predict me to switch out, get the Dragon Dance off. But he might overpredict and go for Fire Blast, so I really had no choice, because if he went for a Dragon Dance, that would really ruin my team, because nothing can outspeed a Salamence after a Dragon Dance, and he would have swept me. So I was like, okay, even though Ferrothorn could have, really helped me later in the match, I had no idea if he'd go for Fire Blast, and I'd rather take Fire Blast than have him go for Dragon Dance, so I let him kill my Ferrothorn. So right here I'm set up Horny. He's gonna switch out Salamence. I'm gonna finish his Salamence off with an Ice Beam, I mean, and that's actually pretty good. He doesn't want to take any risks, so I just go straight for Ice Beam because I want to kill that Salamence. He's gonna bring in Ranunculus right here, and I'm just winning Horny because I don't want to take a Psychic and bring back Mr. Pringle to basically wall this Ranunculus. Even though I can't really do much, I was just hoping, he'd fear me having the Curse Body, even though I didn't, which I hoped I did, but I didn't. Because Curse Body, I don't know why Water Absorb. Really, the only thing that's really going for Mr. Pringle, it's its ability, which makes it a monster. That's the reason people usually choose it over Tentacruel. So right here, I'm gonna let him kill my Gliscor, because basically I need to fodder something, because if I don't, he'll just, gonna be able to keep on going for the Psychic. So right here, my best option is to send out Choice Specs Latias to get as much damage as I can with Draco Meteor, because basically this Ranunculus is just gonna keep on destroying me if I don't get some sort of damage on it. It is around half, which I'm like, ugh. I hoped it did a little bit more, but that is +1. Ranunculus is bulky as hell. So he'll be able to finish Latias off with a Psychic. So right here, I'm going ahead sacrificing pokes just to get as much damage on Ranunculus as I can until I can, actually defeat it. So right here, I send in Breloom just to try to get as much damage as I can with Seed Bomb. I do have max attack, stab. Even though Ranunculus has a bunch of defense, I know, a stab's max attack Seed Bomb will do a good amount, even though it's not boosted or anything. And it does get him to around that, like, low yellow, high red. But I do send in Nidoking. I was hoping, I'm hoping I need to get some sort of max damage on Earth Power. That's the only thing that's going to save me. And luckily, I do get a crit. I'm not sure how much that matters, because I don't know if I do have Encorns, but he does have a +1. But, Ranunculus defense is better than special defense, so I don't know how much it mattered. Maybe it did, but I can never know now. So he's going to bring in Rotom. I obviously want to switch to Mr. Pringle to basically wall this Rotom, because, well, it can't really wall, but basically I'm kind of stuck because my last two Pokemon are Nidoking and Mr. Pringle, and his last Pokemon is Terrakion and Rotom. So right here, he went for the Volt Change. I kind of saw that coming, so I went for the Recover to get some of my health back. And right here, he actually goes for the Exeggutor. I wasn't really sure why. I was really, I was thinking for Earthquake, because the last two pokes I have is Jellicent and Nidoking. But a lot of people confuse that Bug is super effective against Ghost, because Bug and Psychic do share a couple weaknesses, so that's probably why. It makes kind of sense. And, even I get that confused sometimes, so yeah. But if I did switch out to Nidoking, that would have helped me a lot, but I really was sure he was going to go for Earthquake. So right here, thinking he might go for another Exeggutor, I switched to Nidoking, but he actually switches to his Rotom. And I was thinking he might predict me to switch back into Pringle and go for Volt Change, but nah. I do get a crit on that T-Bolt, and that that kind of helped me. I don't know. It kind of gave me... It didn't really change the outcome of the match, but it gave me a little bit of hope. So I got that Rotom really low. My last poke right now is Jellicent. I'm like, maybe I could still win this. I don't know how much, but that poison just got it to like 1 HP. After the Volt Change, Mr. Pringle is like half HP. But he does Volt Change into his Terrakion on my oncoming Scald, which is awesome, because my Scald is going to be able to finish his Terrakion off, which is awesome. Now right here, only if I had Stealth Rocks up onto three-way, that would have helped me so much, because he's going to bring back his Rotom as 1 HP. If I just got that a chance and didn't sacrifice Ferrothorn, I could have walled or set up Stealth Rocks, and that would have changed the outcome. So he's going to send in Rotom right here. It has, like, he told me it has 4 or 2 HP, and my Pringle has 2 HP, but he's a faster. He's going to be able to finish it off. And that is good game. So good game, Jay. It was a nice match, really close. It got to a nerve-wracking point. Yeah, so if you guys want to check out his channel, you do that, and good game. See ya.